So consistency for skilled maneuvers, if that phrase makes any sense, is not my strong suit, if that wasn't already apparent, including memorization as we see Zhectast, medical history, and random item stats, which is going to be quite painful. But otherwise, as we move into our next custom character, I think I've gotten all the bonuses right. That's really the only thing you really need to translate. The lore and stuff, maybe you want to do the name, but after that, medical history, right? Yeah. Random item stats, and this is going to be interesting because I'm pretty sure this character has the crowbar and a spell. So, as we actually get into... it's a Zhectast, medical history character, exclusive random item custom character. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this character starts with the crowbar and absorb, and if that's not the case, I mean, I always could just... For the batch of custom characters that I use that are not in English, you can just play with the language setting on Roll of 4 and then find out what item they have, and then I could have guaranteed it. But I think it's the crowbar, and I think it's the absorb skill, so a spell. Second mystery, Toxi-san. Charisma, knowledge, strength, maybe light check, but we'll try playing into strength. We're on Zhectast, so we can only do our best. But let me take one more look. Yeah, no second encounter. Toxi-san pretty much immediately. And there was something else I was supposed to think about, but I didn't think about it. So, 8 strength, 7 dexterity, 6 perception, 6 knowledge, 5 charisma is our stat spread. But yeah, Zhectast is Zhectast. That being said, we do have above 4 in every stat, aside from weird little status effects that hit us. Yeah, shouldn't be much else to worry about. I'm even going to gamble twice. Well, I'll have to be happy with that. Now, Grow Teeth isn't the best spell, but maybe... Oh, it sells for nothing. I just wasted something. So now if we have mermaids, I'm just going to cry. Because that's another item we could have thrown away. We're on random item stats. If this crowbar does 5 damage, better than nothing, but still. Yeah, let's move on. So, let's see. Teacher, Ramen, Kana... we'll do 2. I said I was supposed to randomize 2 or 3 mysteries. We'll just do 2 for this one. Not because I'm on Zhectast, I swear. So Phantasms and Shuttle. But yeah, we take Kana immediately. We'll take another look at our mysteries after this one, but... do I feel comfortable with Crowbar? Not really. Depends if it sells for anything. It sells for 2 funds, so yeah, you know what? We're gonna prepare and do this. Now, we're on Zhectast, but... You're gonna get 21 to 42% Doom most of the time anyway, so I might as well play for something else. That's a faster army knife, and it costs 4 funds. Asato, not really gonna do anything, so I guess we'll play Perception. We're still gonna build Strength, but we'll play Perception. Stat-wise, action speed-wise, unless Zhectast decides to bless us with Perception, but if Zhectast does not... Hold on, let me think for a moment. That is a high threat level force, but we also have a max threat level downtown for Phantasms. But yeah, aside from blessing us in Perception, I still want Strength, and the faster army knife will make up for the 1 or 2 Perception I'll lose during the most of this run. So that's the plan for today. Now, it would still be nice to get Quick Thinking. I think with Quick Thinking we can still reach the Lighthouse with the 8 or above Dexterity, but we'll have to see what happens. Kana will help out, but after that, I don't really think so. So all damage, I can do 3 attacks, and we'll still be able to do 3 attacks even if we lose like 2 or 3 perception. The problem is that they're not very good ones. Yeah, and as soon as we lose a point in perception, I guess I'll have to think about that. We lose the ability to do this. 2 all for this isn't that bad unless we get 8 or less experience. But that's just the nature of it. You gotta have some negatives toward the player, otherwise the balance is gonna be out of whack. So while, as I move to game dev talk, and not exactly my game, but just game design, I guess, is that while, yeah, you want the player to have fun, I think having a game be too easy, most of the time, is not going to be very fun as well, if that makes any sense. So as we're stuck in this thingamajiggy, and Zhectast hurts us here. We can take a look in here. 2 reason, sure. We're gonna lose more reason, but hopefully that solves itself soon. Also, we didn't get any status effects for that. Usually the in-game chat will tell you. So let's move on. And here's where OBS decides to slow down, but we'll see what actually happens. Otherwise, yeah, I did plan for something, but I'm really pressed for, and now actual game dev talk, I actually did slow myself down because I decided, again, it's going to be really small. I need to keep saying that in case anyone's missed it, or I want to update the situation. But yeah, you have two characters, they're just going to fight each other, and it's not really a complete, it's not going to be a complete game. It's going to be like a smidget of a game. If nothing else, it's a big sandbox type game that's being built, so... That being said, I'm still planning to put story here, but yeah, what's really coming out is going to be very, very small. For good reason, so think of it more like a prototype, but it's not really a prototype. It's more like a very, very small smidgen. What do we have again? Ramen and teacher. Oh, I guess while we have the thing, because shuttle we might be able to skip. Phantasms we definitely can skip, but Phantasms we might end up fighting things anyway, so we'll take teacher now. Any more Zhectast and we won't be able to brace against teacher. Or brace against the school, I guess is more correct to say. I keep forgetting that's 3 Doom. I can't take Doom. If we were not on a Zhectast or maybe even a Zal run, I would have liked that, but unfortunately. And my reasoning for it is because some enemies, maybe you take 2 to 3 Doom, but you can get 10 experience or more. That's the logic behind why I think it's not so bad, but in this particular instance, no. What are our perk packs again? Stuff. Oh, so survival and inner strength, or the ones that get you max stamina, max reason, and then winging it and survival instinct. I know what the perks are. Now, we didn't get perception, but that's a completely different issue. In fact, we actually do need to take perception, because otherwise sadness happens. So I guess we'll take winging it in hopes that maybe we get to level up sooner. That's a lot of possible investigations as well, but... Yeah, this is a lot of... That's right, we're in... Teacher does have a few hospital investigations. Now, as long as I don't die here, I would like this video to be more than 10 minutes long, but I don't really get the chance when that happens. We do have spells to forget, but I would have liked to not do that. Yeah, we're not planning to use that spell anyway, because we don't want to lose any more Doom. Or we don't want Doom to increase. But, as we run to the Vengeful Athlete, I think we can just do this and be fine. 2 stamina, sure. Unless something really weird happens. Absorb would be interesting, but we only get stamina. We get stamina for it, and we're missing reason, as it turns out. Maybe it's that a lot of player choices lower reason that I feel like we're taking a lot more reason damage, but hey. So I could handcuff this, but while we're standing here, realizing this thing is not like me, and we're going to gamble on a coin flip, I guess. So we'll put the Sensor Bunny up preemptively. Yes, Sensor Bunny is a hotkey on my OBS, that's how I'm doing that, but... And theoretically speaking, you don't need to censor this. Again, it's just that I want to be consistent here if nowhere else, so if I'm going to censor it one time, I might as well keep doing it. But if it slips here and there, again, it's not the worst thing in the world. Context-wise, it makes sense for this to be that way, but if something really happens... Really? Wasn't I bracing? Oh, no, medical history. I just happened to get badly bleeding out of all injuries, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but... I got flabbergasted for a moment. And we do have a medical kit for this, but I would rather enter the thingamajiggy and grab painkillers while we're at it. And while we have the funds. I normally would say for a pack of cigarettes specifically, but yeah, so we're going to take shuttle. I was going to decide, but... And thank goodness I didn't have to remember my second encounter, because I don't. Now Zhectast is going to hurt us there, but not really much we can do about that. Our Doom is going to continue rising, and we're just going to have to deal with it. That does hurt my brace attack, my brace action, but if we level up here and don't run into an enemy, we should be perfectly fine. Unless we get the perception perk, but we didn't, so... It's funny enough, we'll take Survival Instinct. Normally I'd take Predestined, but that's just... I don't need the max reason because I'm not topped off. That's the other half of Predestined and or Unrelenting. Is if you're going to top yourself off, which by extension means that you're probably going to take, in my opinion, Unrelenting more than Predestined, unless, of course, you need the healing. But that's another issue entirely. I could tree and grab cigarettes, but that would be going... Tree into cigarettes would be going out of my way. I'd only really do that for nicotine withdrawal characters, so... Perception? Now, Zhectast is not if Zhectast blesses us with strength or perception, that would be nice, but no. And yeah, no. I was gonna visit the history club. There's usually not a problem doing so, but I'm kind of scared. So 3 Doom 20 experience is very good, but my Doom is steadily rising, so Gotta hope for the best, and sometimes the best is still not enough. If I throw the wooden bat here, we'll be fine. Kana is helping us immensely. We've saved like 3 all so far, minimum-ish. And if not, basically we've saved 6 HP. That's really important. I think we can fall asleep. Can we fall asleep? Maybe not. As long as we don't really fight anything. We get a curse for that. No, we can't actually toss that. I'll have to toss it later. But we don't fight a boss. And the same thing can be true for Phantasm. Well, we're just going to skip the boss for Phantasms. I would normally like to be brave, but this is not one of those moments. It's not going to happen. Also, until something weird happens, I think we can keep adding curses as status effects. I thought there was something wrong with adding them as curse types for custom events and stuff. Or custom content in general, but meh. That being said, so we do have winging it. I think less, is it 3 or less than 3? Well, either way, I'm just going to go for the level up here. And let's actually check really quickly, because it's been a long time since I've actually used, not winging it, survival instinct. Lower than 3. Well, that's unfortunate. So we take, funny enough, unrelenting, I really would have liked to get whatever the perception one is. I always forget. But we'll take Phantasms now. Look at that fish! Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I slipped. So this is just a wasted investigation. But hey, we get perception for it. Even though we were probably going to get it anyway. Because it's a general event. But we'll see. We're going to stick around 2 reason. We effectively have 2 to 3 reason when I forget these spells. But hey, because we will always succeed. And then winging it. Yeah, winging it survival instinct is synergy on its own. Yeah, synergy on its own, which I do commend the design behind the perk packs. Some of them might need two perk packs to get 2 perks of synergy, but usually most of the time it makes sense, and every one of them doesn't need to be. Every perk pack does not need 2 perks that synergize with each other immediately, although it would be a pretty good idea. But if most of the time that doesn't happen, it's perfectly fine. If it only happens like 1 out of 5 to 7 perk packs, that's fine. Assuming we get perk packs later. Now this is reason damage, but we can eat it in the face. So yeah, I'm purposely keeping reason low here. Overall, survival instinct and winging it will help you out more often than not, but it depends on your event spread. And by your event spread, I mean what happens when you have more events that just have guaranteed oofs than events that roll stat checks. Now, that shouldn't be the case. Funny enough, as much as I hate RNG, most events, in my opinion, should have stat checks in their decisions. Unless there's a design behind a mod pack or group of custom events that, you know, might shuffle things around. And I've talked about this before, but I won't talk about it this time, so let's just take the free out here because pain. 50% Doom moving into our last mystery. Bath is gone. Funny enough, I might actually want to hold on to this. And now that we have Perception, we should have taken Strength. But, well, we needed the Perception anyway, so Ramen. And if we had a 3rd custom mystery, it could have been very bad, but I don't know what the mystery would have been because I don't think I checked. And if I hovered over it, then future Jordan can check it, but you, the viewer, could go back and check. Recording Jordan, present Jordan, me, does not know. This is not a one-shot, by the way. But we do a lot, oops, never mind. I killed myself because, I forgot that I should have braced and I was taking -2 all. What a bad way to end. Why do I do this? But in review, yeah, that was not a bad, I had a 95%, well, even without, if we don't include human error, we can we can reflect on things for the last 30 seconds or so. But yeah, if there were no human error in terms of like really human error, not things that like, oh, I'm gonna take a stat check and I lose, and then I either cripple myself or get killed because of it, or lose the run because of it. No, a mistake like that, without those kinds of mistakes, I think we had like a 95% chance of surviving the run. But Ramen is relatively safe as a mystery. We were not on Katak, so we could have just run away. And then we had a few lighthouse checks, but we had all the stamina we needed to survive. So yeah, without further ado, these past few videos, I'm going out of my mind. But maybe it gets better. Hopefully, what goes down must come up? Question mark? Well, that sounds a bit strange, but I guess I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. We're not gonna...